My name is Abigail DeKeen. I have my badge, scrubs, no nails, and I'm going to be performing the IV insertion and discontinuing IV. I have my patient. He is a 65-year-old male who came in for IV fluids. So I'm going to be using his forearm, and I'm going to be inserting an IV. So the first thing I'm going to do is gather my supplies, put it on a clean, dry, flat surface, and a hand hygiene. Alright, now I'm going to prepare my supplies. I'm going to apply my gloves. Alright, so I have my IV start kit, and since I'm going to be using a 22 gauge needle, and then I have my 0.9% sodium chloride saline and my extension tubing. So let me get that out. Dispose of my trash. Put this right here. And then I'm going to put my tourniquet over here. And my tape will be over here as well. And then my alcohol pad and my dressing. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is prime my tubing, or my extension tubing. So I'm going to uncap this. Yeah. And then uncap this. Connect. Then I'm going to unclamp and prime my tubing, uncap that until I see a couple drops come out. I want to make sure there's no air bubbles. Alright, looks good. I'm going to set this aside. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my tourniquet. We want to make sure the tourniquet is not too tight. We also want to make sure it's 4 to 6 inches above my insertion site. Alright, and after my tourniquet, I want to make sure I can feel a pulse distal to the tourniquet. Okay, I feel the pulse. Next thing I'm going to do is clean my site. Since I'm using alcohol, I'm going to go in a circular motion. Dispose of my trash. Let that dry. Dispose. Next thing I'm going to do is take my needle, my IV catheter. So for this, dispose. This is my last needle, so I'm not going to be pushing the safety, but I know I'm supposed to push the safety and put it in my sharps container. So I'm going to uncap it. Alright. Make sure the bevel is up. I want to put my thumb and hold the vein down. And then I'm going to take my catheter at a 30-degree angle. I'm going to poke until I see flashback, blood return. Okay, now I see flashback, so I'm going to take my finger and thread the needle. And then using my index finger, I'm going to stabilize the catheter. At this point, I would push my safety needle thing, and I'm disposing this into my sharps container. Okay, after that, I'm going to release the tourniquet, and I'm going to apply my extension tubing. I'm still stabilizing my catheter, and I am unclamping it, and I'm gonna draw back for blood return. Okay, I see blood, and then flush the catheter. Okay, and now I'm going to clamp it. Okay, and dispose of this. Okay, dispose. After that, I'm going to put my dressing on. So I'm stabilizing, and I'm going to undo my dressing, dispose. I'm going to put this on my catheter. Okay. For the sake of supplies, I'm not going to be removing the white edges because then I can't peel it back off if I need to redo and remediate. And I'm going to put this up, take my tape, and tape it on the forearm so that way it's stabilized. Okay. And now I'm going to date. I'm going to put my time. I'm going to label the date, time, the gauge that I used, the length, and my initials of, and I want to do that. And then I'm going to clean up all my supplies and dispose. Okay. And I'm going to remove my gloves. Garbage, hand hygiene. Alright. Now I'm going to knock on the door. Hi, Mr. Smith. It looks like you're going to be discharged today, so I need to remove your IV. Okay. So now I'm going to hand hygiene. I'm going to put my gloves back on. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove this piece of tape, dispose. Then I'm going to take off the dressing. Still stabilizing the IV. Okay, dispose. And now I'm going to take my gauze pad and hold it above, and I'm going to take out my IV. Okay, holding it, I'm applying pressure for 30 seconds, and I want to inspect. I want to make sure that nothing is left in the forearm and make sure that the catheter is all intact and in place, and I'm going to dispose of this in my sharps container. Okay, and now that I'm holding for 30 seconds, make sure there's no blood. Okay, and I'm going to apply another gauze pad, and put a piece of tape. Alright, I'm going to clean up my supplies. Dispose of my trash. Dispose. And I'm going to make sure that the patient is comfortable, and I'm going to go chart that I discontinued the IV. I'm going to take my gloves off, dispose, hand hygiene, and that is my skip. Thank you.